My name's Jo Hopkins. I'm a head of performance planning here at the Sports Institute. Sports Institute is a partnership between Sports Northern Ireland and the University of Ulster. And really basically we're here to provide world-class support for athletes from Northern Ireland in order to put them on the podium, hopefully. This gym is really unique in Ireland. You can see from the space and the size here that it is enormous. But I think really what is unique about it is the facilities that we have in here, the equipment that we have, and really we're not just about facilities here, it's the expertise that we bring with our staff that we're really trying to get world-class expertise to our athletes. So I think you'll be talking to some of the other staff later and you see there's a range of different facilities that we have and equipment, but really what we're talking about is the expertise that the staff bring with that equipment that makes the difference. Well, basically athletes are introduced to us through their coach and through their governing body, and we meet with them and we work out what their goals are. Most of them are heading towards Olympic or Commonwealth Games, so we meet with them and we look at what their programme is for the next 4 years, and we then put a range of support services around them. So as you can see, we're in the gym here, so it's strength and conditioning, but we also have things like physiology, nutrition, sports psychology and sports science. So there's a range of services that are put around that athlete, and really the idea behind that is to put them on an even playing field with competitors all around the world. So when they step onto the start line, they know they've had the support that is world class. So we really work very closely with their coach and the athlete really at the centre of the picture to let them be the best that they can be.
My name is Declan Gamble. I lead the performance science team here at the Institute of Sport. My main role as a physiologist is really to conduct physiological assessments with the athletes. And for some of our runners, this may involve running on a treadmill. For our cyclists and triathletes, it might involve an actual exercise session on the SRM. So we have a broad range of athlete level, or levels of athlete in the Institute. We have some athletes who come in at a development level, so we're doing some basic profiling, and we have other athletes who are competing at a world-class level. So the range of tests and the different needs of those athletes are quite unique. This is a world-class sports science laboratory, so we were involved and we were lucky enough that we had enough money to build a lab that would be world-class, so when our athletes come in they would have the same level of support that they would get if they were anywhere in England, Scotland, Wales, or indeed even in Australia. We also have a world-class environmental chamber here as part of the facilities of the university, and within that we can simulate any environment in the world. But all of our athletes are very ambitious. They have to be, they're classified as elite athletes. But we also are very ambitious too as staff, so we want to try and optimise the athlete performance. So some of the things we do in my role is really to look at their physiological capacity. So when an athlete comes into the institute, it's like an MOT. We look at the strengths and weaknesses of the particular athlete against what is required for their particular sport or disciplines. So they all come in with their own expectations. We have equally high expectations of them, and we use the testing equipment that we have here in the lab, but we also use a number of monitoring devices that we have to allow us to look at what's happening when they leave the lab. And the Big Brother approach allows us then to monitor and modify their training if need be.
My name is Phil Glasgow. I'm the head of sports medicine here at the Sports Institute, and my job is to coordinate and to manage the sports medicine unit. I think a lot of people's perception of sports medicine is, if you're sick or if you get an injury, that you go and you lie on a bed and it's quite a passive thing. And I think that is very much an old-fashioned view of sports medicine. I think it's something very much more dynamic and practical nowadays. We try to prevent injury as much as we can. We see our role primarily, I suppose, in preventing injury and illness, and also managing it and treating it when it happens. And then another important part of what we do is about performance enhancement, where we work very closely with the coach and the athlete to find out ways where we can enhance how they move, to make them move more efficiently and help them obviously perform better. We use a whole range of different pieces of equipment for that. We have things like this red cord that we have here, which is a unique way of challenging the body in a different way. We've got a new anti-gravity treadmill that we use that's able to get people running very early in the rehab process. We use a whole range of different relatively innovative techniques that you probably wouldn't be able to access outside this high performance system. This piece of equipment is called a red cord, and it's a form of sling suspension. It's development of an older type of sling suspension therapy, but it's very adaptable and quite challenging. With the addition of different ropes and positioning of different parts of harnesses or grips, we can either support the body or put them under further strain, and athletes enjoy it because it's something a little bit different. It's very challenging. They immediately see the relevance to the sport. It becomes very practical. So this is the only one of these that's in sort of on the island of Ireland, or UK or Ireland at the minute, and actually similar machines now are becoming a little bit popular, but we've had this for a few years now and find it a fantastic asset.